All right, we are live on YouTube.
Woohoo.
Welcome to all of our guests today. My name is Carrie and this is Denise, and we're the hosts of What's the Takeaway. We have a special guest today that I'm going to introduce in just a minute. Actually, I think Denise is going to introduce her. I'm so excited. But let's talk about what the takeaway is all about. Denise and I got together about 17 years ago and became fast friends, and soon after that, business partners. And we've just walked together on this beautiful journey. We've been and we're actually good travel partners as well. Actually, one of my best travel friends, for top of my list when we go anywhere. We have very similar travel needs. I'll put it that way. Always enjoy going on a trip with you, Denise. And what we discovered was in that process that to get the most out of life, sometimes you just have to remove things. And so we thought, wouldn't it be great to be able to offer a show that was all about taking things away? Every time you go somewhere or do something or take a class, they're always telling you to buy a book or take a course or add something to your life. And we thought, you know what, ladies, we're just going to give you an opportunity to remove some of those things. Now, not that those things are bad, but sometimes we have too much in the way of what we actually want and need, and we need to get to the heart of the matter. And one of the byproducts of having too much in life is that you end up being busy. So Denise, what do we feel about being busy?
We think that the busy should not take the place of fine when someone asks you how you're doing. Not busy. We're not busy people. That makes it sound like we're, chasing things around. We're not. We're very determined. We're very focused. We have goals. We accomplish our goals. And so we want to bust that word right out of our vocabulary. We do not want to hear busy as an answer. Catch yourself, right? Catch yourself when someone says, "How are you doing?" And you go, because it's just an instinct, right? It's just a reflex. You go, no, say I'm great, or say I'm working on being great, but don't say busy, because it's just indicative of something that is not true. We are productive members of society. We set our goals, we accomplish our goals, we move on. So yeah, bust the busy. It's not a necessary word. Yeah, so excited to be here today, right, Carrie?
Absolutely. This is my favorite subject, travel. That would be what I would do 24/7 if I could.
It is. And I agree with Carrie. We do make really good travel mates because neither one of us are really, really high maintenance. Of course, we have decided that we really like nice hotels. We share that in common. But so I guess that is a little high maintenance. But we are I think we're very savvy travelers, which makes it perfect to talk to Deb today. So, Carrie, would you like me to do takeaways, or would you like me to introduce our guest and start?
Why don't you go ahead and introduce the guest, and then we'll do a quick run through the takeaways.
All right. So I am super, super excited that Deb Farrar is here with us today. She is a good friend. She's a wonderful person. And she is a digital marketer and the chief fun instigator of Go Savvy Traveler, which I love. When she said that the first time, it hooked me right away. It's an online membership that provides relevant and valuable resources to help people travel the world with ease, because that's really what we all want. So welcome, Deb. We're so happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your expertise with us and our audience. What else should we know about you, Deb?
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the offer of being here, Denise and Carrie. I'm very, very excited. Well, just a few things you should know about me. My top 3 values are learning, having fun, and making a contribution, and by being resourceful. And my passion for travel gives me a wonderful opportunity to align all 3. Having fun is the driving force that sparks my passion. I am about fun, and it's so important to me. I consider fun a nutritional supplement. It's my,
oh my gosh, I love that.
it's my vitamin F. Having fun, it nourishes my body, my mind, my soul. And that's something we can all benefit from, especially right now, being nourished by a good, healthy dose of fun. So my mission is to bring fun into people's lives through travel by sharing what I've learned and providing helpful resources. And I have tons of them for you today.
Well, thank you again. We're really excited to have you here. I'm just going to go over our 3 takeaways. Like Carrie said, we want you to take things off your list so you can be more productive in life and really have a lot more fun and enjoyment out of what you're doing. So takeaway number 1 is there, like, since most travelers are really leery right now of traveling in the current climate, right? What are some tips to help make traveling easier? So we want to make life easier by, providing tips of what you can remove from your list when you're going to travel. Takeaway number 2 is the fear of traveling as a solo woman safely. But even as an individual, or if you're traveling with your family, there's always a little bit of, or can be a little bit of hesitancy, when you travel. Takeaway 3 is take away the getting sick while you're traveling or when you return. So we're super excited about all of these. Deb, oh my gosh, happy to have you here to talk about that. I think the whole thing about travel trauma right now is really real. We're hearing about a lot of things. So if I can start, I want to ask you a couple questions, right? Is there a specific time that's best to fly?
Absolutely. Given the current environment that we're in, can I go over a few facts just so
Yeah,
people?
please.
Okay. Well, according to statistics, since Memorial Day, over 2,000 flights have been delayed. Over 24,000 flights have been canceled, which has impacted 2.4 million passengers. Okay.
Wow.
And to make things worse, airfares are 45% higher.
That's incredible. I didn't realize it was such a gap.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, there's reasons. I won't go into all of that. That's not the purpose of today's agenda.
Sure.
What the solution is, this is one of the things I always believe in. If there's a problem, the important thing is to know the problem. That's half the solution. So now we know the problem. I've just presented it to you. The solution: smart travelers have opted to do road trips or just enjoy a staycation.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And immediately I would like to give I could give the resources now or later. What was
Sure. Let's jump into those resources. That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do the cherry on the cake first. Okay. In terms of road trips and staycations, yes, gas prices have gone up. Fortunately, they are coming down, but they're still high. So one of the things you can do is use this new app called Upside. It's the Upside app. Like Gas Buddy, I used to use Gas Buddy, but Upside takes it a step further. Besides providing you with locations, you put in your zip code and they give you local gas stations that give you significant savings on your gas. Also, restaurants and shopping, like for groceries. So when you're doing a road trip or a staycation even, this is a way to help you save money to help compensate for the extra money you're spending on gas. That's the first.
Just to clarify for our audience, you're saying that's Upside, UPSIDE?
Correct. The Upside app.
Upside app. Got it.
Right, which you can put on your
Because
phone.
we'll give all these resources in the show notes. I just want to get them right. Okay. So that's exciting.
The second one is a joint venture between two entities that most of us are familiar with, AAA and the DMV.
Oh.
AAA now offers DMV services for their members. So instead of having to go to the DMV office, which can be traumatic in itself, waiting on the long lines and the confusion and all of that, AAA has now taken over some of those responsibilities and they're providing those services for their members. So this is a good time to renew your membership, which I have to do. or actually get the membership, because that will save you time. That will save you a lot of time and some annoyance, aggravation, or whatever. So that's the AAA now offers DMV services.
I love that.
And the third thing, I'm excited about this one because it's happening right now. If you need to buy things for your trip, or just your wish list, you've got a wish list and you're meaning to buy things. Well, today, July 12th, and tomorrow, July 13th, is Amazon Prime Day. This is the day to jump on Amazon and pick up those wish list items or your travel items that you would like, that you need or you would like to have. So those are the 3 resources right now.
I love that. Thanks. Those are brilliant. I love the upside. I want to look into that for sure.
Oh, you know what? I just found out another one just before I
share with us.
If you have T-Mobile,
Okay.
has Tuesdays. It's the Tuesday app. Every Tuesday they offer their members different bonuses and rewards, and they even have a travel section. So today they're offering 25% off per gallon on extended gold status, 40% off of hotels.
Wow.
$1 hotel
Wow.
credit with a flight reservation, up to 40% off pay now car rentals, up to 30% off theme park and attraction admissions.
Wow.
So,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Huge.
So it's good to make sure that you pay attention to the different memberships that you have, because they do offer rewards that can be very useful and especially economic right now, to help you with all the rising prices.
All right. Excellent. I love all those tips. So the question, is there a specific time that's best to fly?
Yes, there is. The best time to travel is first thing in the morning
Okay.
to avoid any cancellations and delays. So if it's within your wherewithal to book the first flight, do so. That way you'll avoid as many inconveniences as possible.
That's perfect. That makes so much sense. Hey, am I checking my luggage?
No, do not
No.
check luggage. Do not- Yeah, no.
Really? Oh,
I mean,
okay.
for
Why?
years, that's been my thing for years, because for one thing, there's several reasons. One, with the delays and the cancellations, your luggage is still on the plane. Where are you? So then that's another annoyance. You have to find your luggage. Control, you have your luggage carry travel light. Your luggage.
I love that. I just have to say, thank you for saying that, because my dear friend Denise and I always have a debate about how light one should travel. Keep going, Deb. Keep going.
It's
Yeah,
not a
very-
debate. It's not a debate. If you saw, she can literally travel for a week in this.
Wait, love it. I want to see that. I want to see that video.
We'll have to do what do they call it? Unboxing. This would be a suitcase opening
No,
party.
no,
Yes, I would love to
I'm
see-
really not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. It's quite ridiculous
Yeah,
what I
well-
carry compared to her.
Yeah, no, you have to, it's especially now, it's critical that you travel light, just enough to go on the plane. I remember years ago when I went to Amsterdam, I had my suitcase and a carry-on, and anything extra, I wore it. I looked like a polar bear, but I didn't care.
I love
Not
that.
going to check I don't check. So don't check. And
Okay.
it provides safety because you have control. You know where your luggage is. It's with you. Okay. It's also affordable. You don't have to pay to check your luggage. That's more money in your pocket. So there are several reasons why you shouldn't check luggage.
It all makes sense. I'm just not quite sure I can get there.
That's all right. but we are all a work in progress.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you said something to me that I really thought was so fun. You gave it an acronym, BAP.
Yeah, I was, that's be aware and prepare. Be aware and prepare, especially in this environment moving forward. You need to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
Like I said, knowing the problem is half the solution.
So what's our biggest threat right now as women traveling, in your opinion?
Well,
It's probably hard to narrow it down to one, but
yeah, it is.
just
It is.
off the top
That's
of your
why I
head,
say
like,
be aware. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
not being aware is one of our biggest threats.
Yeah.
No, it's not in your best interest not to be aware of where you're going and certain situations. You need to be aware.
Yeah.
Provide ease as well.
so like, what's the best way? I'm sure you do research before you go on a trip. Do you have like a website that you really like, or does it depend on the country or the city or the environment you're traveling in? Like, is there
Well,
some place you like to go to just get the lay of the land?
Well,
That's what Deb does.
yeah, I'm all over the place, but the university that I am a proud student to attend is YouTube.
Okay.
I am a YouTube
I'm
graduate.
one of their students too. I love that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I love YouTube. You can find anything on YouTube, but I
Okay.
do different sites. As we go on, I have some other resources. I didn't want to just throw them out right away, but I do have some other resources. But to answer your question, Carrie, I think not being aware is one of the biggest threats.
Okay.
Yeah. And when we were talking, Deb, you said you can go see YouTube that someone put up maybe, this week. So an
Right.
area you're going to, and there's a lot of good information, and people don't hold back. They really share their experience, whether it's good or bad, and they're
Yes.
getting it out there. So we do have that opportunity like we've never before.
Exactly.
But there's
Yeah,
a
you
lot
can
of
even, I noticed you can even check out hotel rooms. Like, I wanted to go to one of the super tiny hotels, but I was nervous about it because I was like, how tiny really is it? And someone had taken their video camera and they shot the whole room. So I was like, that's good. I'm okay with that. Hotel was great. It was super tiny, but because of the video, I decided to take a chance.
Yeah. So
That's
there's
it.
a lot out there.
Lots of information, but like I said, I usually go to YouTube first, and then I will. But I'm all over the place. I am all over the place, but I am definitely a proud student of YouTube University.
So I have a question.
Yes.
If I'm traveling alone as a woman, do I have to stay alone? Like, are there?
No, you don't have to stay alone. There are many groups which you can find on Facebook that accommodate solo female travelers. There are groups especially for that. So you can travel on your own, but you meet up with the group and you do things, with the group. And I guess if you choose to go off on your own, you can, but at least you have like a hub, well, and that's good as a female solo traveler, to stay connected in some way to others. Family and, trusted family and friends that are not traveling with you. Like if you're doing international, definitely stay in touch with people. And I have some other resources as we go
Yeah.
on.
No, I love that.
And the other thing you can do, like groups, there are groups that, and I belong to a wonderful group, wonderful women, and they have groups, local groups worldwide. So you become a member of the group, and if, say, you're going to Spain, which happens to be one of the #1 countries for women, solo female travelers to go to, Spain. Or if you're going somewhere else, you contact the group and you could make set up a time to meet with them to have coffee or a meal or attend an event or something. So you'll have a trusted
That's fun.
when you reach your location.
That's pretty cool. I heard that I was reading that you should never stay on the first floor, even though it's convenient, it's not smart. And then I heard you shouldn't go higher than 6 because in most
Oh.
cities, they don't have the ladders with the fire departments to reach above that. So when you're higher than that, if something happens and you can't get to, the staircase, you might be a little stuck, which I thought, oh, that makes a lot of sense, a ton of
It
sense.
does. It
That
does
was-
make sense. That does make sense. And to add on to what you just said about don't stay on the first floor. Also, I have a few more. Don't make sure your room is not near an exit or a stairwell.
Oh, why is that?
Okay. Because it's easy for people to hide in those areas. So
Ah,
yeah, you want to a buffer.
Yeah, I agree.
Another thing, yeah, I've got quite a few more for that. When you get to the hotel and you're at the front desk, make sure to, and some of these suggestions are coming from professional female solo travelers, flight attendants, and this is how they're trained.
oh, wow.
Ask for 2 keys. So whoever's around and they hear the conversation, they will assume you're with someone. So always ask for 2 keys.
Oh my gosh, that's so smart. I never would have
yeah.
thought that.
I do that automatically.
Yeah, always ask for 2
Yeah.
keys. Also, when you get to your room, do a quick sweep of the room, check under the bed, behind the curtains, the closets, the
Yeah.
bathroom, etc. Just do a quick sweep of lay of the room. Never, ever, ever say your room number or your floor out loud.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
you're talking to
Even-
people. Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, don't do that.
No.
Don't say
Even
that.
when you're signing, right? Like even if you're at the restaurant just be very quiet and signing for
Right.
it, putting your number
Right.
down. Yeah.
Right. And I
That's
have
awesome.
I have another one. If you're driving, to avoid walking in a dimly lit garage by yourself, use valet service.
Yeah. That's good.
Oh,
Use valet. So you could just go right into the hotel. You're not walking through that dimly lit area.
I 100% agree. Can I ask you a question? How do you safeguard your money and your ID?
Good question. In terms of your money and your ID, there's quite a few. There's many, but I'm just going to give a few. Diversify your money.
Yeah.
Don't take traveler's checks, credit cards, bank cards, and some cash. Some cash, but diversify. Don't have everything on your card or everything as a check. Yeah. And also, as you all probably know, never keep everything in the same place.
Mhm. Makes
And
sense.
and YouTube has some excellent suggestions on where to place things.
Do you leave things in the safe at the hotel?
If you feel comfortable doing that, you can, but you have to make sure. If you do that, something I would do is I would make a note to myself on my calendar with an alarm. Take things out of the safe. Take things out of the safe. And I would have it like for however long you're going to stay at the hotel. I would have that alarm on my phone go off like every day. So it's a reminder. You've got a reminder because Denise, you told me a story. That was like a ouch. That was
No. This is about Carrie. This is Carrie's story. Go ahead, Carrie.
Oh.
it's actually my story. Yeah.
Oh,
So
oh.
I was traveling with my daughter, but it was for a work trip and we were gone for over a month and we were hitting several Southeast Asian countries. And I have colleagues in all of the destinations where we were traveling, but nonetheless, it was probably the third country we had settled, and we were like accumulating bits of money from some of these countries, like before we're going to the next one to convert. And my daughter, I guess it was the country that was probably the most dangerous that we were there at that point. And she said, Mom, there's a safe. Why don't you put all this extra money that, we've accumulated from our previous countries, because we were going to go back there maybe, or just bring the money home, and put it in the safe. And I think we were in the country for 3 or 4 days. I actually am not used to putting things in the safe because I always worry that I'm going to forget, but she's very responsible. So the passports went, no, it wasn't our passports. I don't think. It was definitely money. It was money. So all this cash went in. It was about $300. I remember that, from various countries. We're on the plane and I'm getting organized on the plane, and I open up my purse and I open up my wallet, and it's like, that money's in the safe. So I quickly get on my cell phone and I text back to a colleague in the country where we just left. And I said, I know it's a long shot, but could you go to the hotel, and this is our room number, and ask them if there's money in the safe? And, and I said to her, I said, look, if you can get it, it's yours. Like, I just didn't want it, in the safe. And she was like, no. And it was the craziest thing, because she went to the hotel, she got the money, she gave the money to her sister, who was actually traveling to our next destination. And her sister hooked up with us and returned the money.
Wow.
So it was, it was like the hand of God was on the whole thing for sure.
Yeah.
It was a little minor miracle that we got that money
Synchronicity
back.
for sure.
That's
Yeah.
so great.
But yeah, so thank you for the alarm tip, because after that I was like, I'm never putting money in the safe again. But that's not really the answer. The answer is
sometimes you
remind
have
yourself.
to do what you have to do. But again, you could take safeguards to kind of remind yourself. So I'm always setting alarms for myself, reminders. Something else that's important in terms of finances when you travel is to protect your investment, your travel investment. And that's to get travel cancellation and interruption insurance.
Okay.
For weather, natural disasters, some illnesses and other issues. And you have a policy that also covers unexpected medical and evacuation expenses, as well as losses caused by baggage delays, theft, or whatever.
Yeah, no. And we were talking also about getting a specific credit card that you really only use for travel, right? And that you let your bank or whoever you got the card from to kind of know that you're
That's
traveling,
cool.
the dates you're scheduling, all of that. And this way, if you need that extra credit card, it's there, and don't put it with everything else.
No.
Because if your money's gone and your ID's gone or something, it's hard to get money, right?
Exactly.
So you kind of have to know where the embassies are and get really familiar with.
That's another tip that I have for you. But you're absolutely right. You absolutely must contact your financial institutions, whether it's your bank, credit cards, whatever, and make them aware, provide them with your schedule, with your agenda, so they'll know. And also know the balances in your account. So in case anything unexpected happens, at least you're aware, oh no, I had this much money in there, Yeah. And like I said before, limit the amount of cash you actually carry. I mean, you will need some cash, but limit that. And something else that's good to know is the benefits that your credit card company provides to you. Sometimes it includes rental car insurance, free to check your bags, but we already mentioned about checked bags. But sometimes it also helps with emergency assistance. So that brings us to the third question. Or the third takeaway, right? People being afraid of getting sick while they're away or bringing something home. So you already said get travel cancellation and interruption insurance, which I love. And you already said that, you should make sure that you have some kind of way to get out of a country if you're in a different country, which I have had people had to do in the past. So that's pretty cool. I guess
what other health information would you carry, or what else should you carry on you so that, you're safe? You can be taken care of.
Yeah, well, something that you will provide that I'm excited about, I can't get my own, is a holistic first aid kit or first aid kit. Everyone may not be into holistic, but I happen to be. But have a little first aid kit with you, but also important documents besides your passport and your credit cards and all of that, taking photos of those. If you have medical issues, copies of your prescriptions or your particular health issues, what they are, what the remedies, what the medication or the treatment, the healing modality is for those. Have those copies of that also. One of the things that I do is make copies of I take photos of everything and I put it in a folder and I put it in the cloud and I lock it with a password.
Oh, that's great.
That is brilliant. That's really brilliant. Yeah. I
So
think that's,
so this way, anything happened to the documents, you still have the information and it's locked. In case you lose your phone, no one can get access to it because it's locked and it has a password.
oh, that's all super good information, because look, right now people are so worried, right? Or at least alert to the fact that when we're traveling, just imagine it's like a petri dish, of bacteria. Like, honestly, I mean, the seat alone is hard for me to get past. So think about all the screens we touch in common. Think about, the money we're exchanging. I can't. So here are some of the dirtiest places, right? It's like toilet handles, TV remotes, doorknobs, desktop, refrigerators. Like, think of when you're even in the hotel, it's elevator buttons and luggage handrails and like on and on and on. And so I really can't get past the whole seat in the airplane. Okay, the buckle. Does the buckle bother anyone but me? Because it really makes me crazy. The tray. Oh, no. I have wipes. I have On Guard wipes that I use. I wipe down everything. I've had people come over to me and say, is that On Guard? Can I have some? This is a true thing that happens. The overhead air vents. Come on. And the bathrooms. Their bathrooms are some of the most disgusting things. Okay, just think. Anything gets flushed. You know how violent that flush is. It's not just going down, it's sending everything up and all around. You're in a swirling cesspool. So just think that you really—
Aren't you happy about flying now? Because when you
I-
hang out with Denise, you just get into the mood.
I do, but I love to fly. And Deb, I'm so glad you told me about, you brought up the first aid kit. So
Emergency
this is
kit.
what my daughter actually carries with her, and it's full, but this is the one that I carry. Right. And I always have a bag of tissues, little thing. I always have Band-Aids. I always have tweezers. Don't ask me why, but I think it's important. I always have Correct-X. This is doTERRA's Correct-X. It's good for scrapes. It's good for cuts. It's good for bug bites, bee stings, cracked fingernails, cracked lips, cracked heels. It is brilliant.
Amazing.
It's very anti-everything. Lavender. I have to have lavender. It's a must. So it's a lavender roll-on. Oh, wait, and it's not here. Of course not. Why would it be not here? Here it is, my lavender roll-on. Now, this is beautiful. It's a natural antihistamine. It's great to calm us. It's great as a sleep aid. It's also good for bug bites and bee stings. And it's honestly just one of those things that if you have high anxiety of traveling or really get stressed, it's perfect just to bring everyone down and to calm a screaming toddler. Digest Zen, one of my favorites also, all things stomach, motion sickness, upset stomach, cramps, anything like that. Also a roll-on, easy to use, easy to get to. Peppermint, anti-inflammatory. So head tension, keeps you alert, keeps your body cool if you put it on the back of the neck. Also good for motion sickness. Deep Blue. Okay, we do a lot of walking when we travel. Deep Blue is going to really keep all those discomforts at bay. help.
You have to
support
put
your
it on
body.
before, that goes on my feet first thing. Like
That's
wherever I am, like before my shoes go on, my sandals go on, my sneakers go on, whatever it is, I deep blue my feet.
And
Good for the
this is the thing I carry everywhere with me. On Guard spray. I always have the On Guard roll on and the oil too, but this is what I carry with me. It's unbelievable. Like, honestly, I walked out of the bathroom on an airport and the two flight attendants were there and they looked at me and said, "Is that smell you?" Which is not a good comment when you're walking to the bathroom. I realized. And I said, I looked at them and she goes like, "That's cinnamon." I go, "Yes, that's me."
Yes, that I'll claim that smell.
That's me. And this one is a lifesaver. I spray everything down to within an inch of its life. So I think if you just go with a few tools, right, you're going to mitigate so many germs. So
So Deb, if you're ever
Yes.
walking behind Denise and I and you can't see our faces, here's how you'll know that it's us. Because you'll hear Denise every 5 minutes saying, "Can I spray your hands? Can I spray your hands? Can I spray your hands? Can I spray your hands?"
I do.
I'll just
And of course I
follow
say,
the
"Yes,
scent.
please. Yes,
You'll follow the scent.
I'll follow the scent. I'll follow the scent. And
Oh
you know
my gosh.
what else I do, Denise? Tea tree. Do you have tea? Do you?
yes, we
Well,
love tea
When
tree.
I come home, first thing I do is wash my face,
Yeah.
and whatever's exposed, and then I will open up my bottle. I have a big bottle of tea tree. I open it up, and I take a deep breath, and I hold. If I'm traveling, I might put a drop on the mask.
Yeah.
So I'm right.
All the bugs
Great
at bay.
idea.
I am right there
Absolutely.
with you, and I can't wait to get my holistic first aid kit.
Aw,
I'm right
ladies,
there with
ladies, we
you.
have to round this up.
I
I'm
know,
so
Deb, thank
sorry.
you so
We could
much.
talk for hours. This was great, Deb.
This
This
is
was so
awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, so we have 3 takeaways. You can either take away the trauma, right? You can take away your
Fear.
health concerns, or you can take away the fear. And Deb has given us amazing, amazing tips. Please go into the comment section and let us know which takeaway you took away for this program. And let us know if you have other travel trips or if you want to connect with Deb. What's your email or website, Deb?
Yes, my email is deb@gosavvytraveler.com.
Awesome. So we're going to put that in the show notes. Deb@gosavvytraveler.com. Thank you, Deb. This was so wonderful. Please,
My
would you come
pleasure.
back after maybe one of your
Absolutely.
trips and we can talk a little bit
Absolutely.
more, go for a deep dive. Thank you to Denise. We'll see everybody next week on What's the Takeaway. Bye-bye. Happy
Bye.
travels.
Thank you. Bye-bye.